Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Diving Deep with your host, Yeska Cristal, Yatusa. And last episode was kind of a technical failure. My microphone ended up dying shortly after I turned it on and started recording. So it just sounded like crap. I listened to it, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We already recorded it. I'm not doing it again. No way, Jose. So I ended up posting it. So I apologize for the sound quality. And yeah, so moving on, I haven't connected my recording software to my laptop because I just haven't gotten to it. There is no excuse. I have no excuse, so I apologize there. But hey, you have me here. I have this little mic, and we're gonna make do. And this time, I made sure these motherfucking microphones were charged. Period. All right. Well, welcome to another episode. And there's not much of an update other than life is life, motherhood is motherhooding. Today I guess is day one of trying to sleep train my daughter, and so she also doesn't wake up consistently at night to feed. So we're like, there's two things going on. So wish me luck. Um, what else? What else? Oh yeah, my coaching website is almost finito. I'm really excited. I'm gonna have it done by the end of this month, so then I can start posting it everywhere. If you feel called to do so, I will be offering coaching services in relation to like the whole attachment style relating and subconscious reprogramming. I've briefly touched on it throughout our years together since 2023. But definitely to be able to create lasting change, one thing that I've hands down tested to be true, it without the subconscious part of it, and especially if you've had a lot of trauma, and I know I've said this a million times, and it sounds like a broken record, but I don't care, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's gonna take a lot more work, and that's not to scare you away, but it's to be, to be honest, to be like, hey, I know that my goals are here. I know I'm capable consciously of achieving my goals, but inside the programs, the systems that are built in my brain are fighting you on this. So that's what today's episode is essentially about. So essentially, the brain is wired to avoid pain, and it's wired to seek positive experiences. But we are more wired, meaning we are more likely to avoid pain than seek um, pleasurable experiences. Like, for example, a goal, let's say you want to be rich, let's say you want to buy a house. You want a beautiful relationship. You want a good relationship with your children. You want a good aligned job, career, etc. So these are all great, right? These are pleasurable experiences, right? But when you have a system in the background working against you, you're not, you're going to work toward that, but you're going to be fighting yourself. You're going to be going around in circles. And tell me, brain fart. Anyway, you're going to be fighting yourself. And that's not what we want to do. We want to be working with the conscious and the subconscious in mind. And yes, I have my little handy dandy notes because I wanted to make sure I got this right. So, anyway, the way that I'm proposing we do it in my program and my sessions and in general, we want to do both in tandem. So that way they both are supporting each other. So we are avoiding pain and also seeking a positive experience. So, insert your goal there. Um, and so, what we want to do, so let me try to think of an example. Let's think of an example that would contradict, let's say, avoid pain and seek. Okay, let's say you want to be a public speaker, right? You look at people that do public speaking, that give speeches, and you're just like, wow, like, oh, like, I wish I had the guts to do that. Whether you're bitter about it, you're like, oh, who do they think they are? Or it's just like, oh man, I'm not good enough to do that, or I wish I could do that, or this and that, right? So let's say you want to be a public speaker, but growing up, somehow along the way, you were shut down because you were too loud, whether your parents, your grandparents, or your teachers um, told you you're too loud, and they said it too many times about things that you were excited about, things that you were passionate about, a subject, and they're like, oh my gosh, like, can you stop, or you're annoying me, or you talk too much, or this and that. So imagine over time, this is not a one day to the next type thing. Okay, a lot of the things, a lot of the conditioning is not due to big trauma. There's a lot of big trauma, and it definitely makes an impact, and definitely on a one off basis. Yeah. Sorry, make sure I'm saying the right word. So that's another story for another time. But so as you can see, if you keep chipping away at that confidence or that joy, that spark, over time that starts dimming down. You can imagine you'll start questioning yourself like, oh, maybe I am too loud, or maybe what I have to say is not that important, or maybe it's not safe to, speak my mind, let's say got you in an altercation or something like that with your parents or something. So as you can see, painting the picture for you, you have this deep desire to be a public speaker and being on the stage and being motivational, all this stuff, whatever. But then the system the system, we're calling it system, even though they're like memories, even though they're feelings, all these have created a system. So now your body is running on autopilot, or your brain autopilot. That's just what goes. You don't question it, not really, not on a deep level. But as you can see, how detrimental this will be when you have a goal, a dream, something you really want, something you really wish you could do, but you deprive yourself of that joy, and not because you're a martyr, but it's because the system is set in place, right? It's like if you're going in a car and it's on, um let's see, if it's on cruise control, it's supposed to be, it's going to stay at that speed, right? Unless your shit goes out, but we're not talking about that. But it's going to be on cruise control. It's going to keep going, keep going, keep at the speed that you're going, etc. And no amount of wishing, hoping, thinking is going to make it speed up or slow down, right? You're on cruise control. It's going, it's set, it's programmed, right? So I want you to think of that as like your brain. Okay. Those systems, those negative beliefs, the self-doubt, the lack of confidence, and maybe even to the point that you criticize other people for being too loud, or who do they think they are to be speaking about this, etc. Maybe you even gone to the deep end to where you're a little hater or something. And it's not like to be funny, but because this shit's real, I've been a hater in my own way, so we can go deep in that another day. But yes, unless you manually go in there and switch the system or turn it on, off, that shit's gonna keep riding at the speed it's going. It's set in motion. Okay? So with your brain, it's the same thing. Those systems have been built, they are set. You can't erase it just by thinking about it, wishing, hoping, whatever, or doing the same thing that you've always done, right? No, you have to really go in there. You're like, pull that shit out. Why am I doing this? What kind of things could I be doing to support my confidence, to support my belief in myself? But not only that, so those are going to be like the positive um, experiences, right? So we're supporting that by supporting, oh, I love myself. It could be affirmations, could be journaling, all this stuff is the positive, right? And then we got to make sure we avoid the pain, right? Because it's probably going to be the biggest driving factor. And we are going to do that by doing a slow drip. a drip system essentially, to where maybe you don't do a public speech tomorrow in front of 100 people, but you start with your phone. Maybe you don't even post it, but you start recording yourself about a subject that you love or interested in, right? Or you can start by talking to somebody and then gradually over time expose yourself to bigger and more scary situations that lead you to your ultimate dream and hope to be a public speaker. I hope I'm making sense, but this is like juicy shit. Juicy shit. Okay. So, with the drip system, we avoid pain, at least big pain, until we are ready to meet it. Because we're doing it gradually, slowly. It's like water eroding a rock. You don't see it, feel it in one day. It doesn't feel like nothing. But over time, that shit's eroded, right? So with those thoughts, those beliefs, we're not going to do it one day to the next. We're going to be supporting ourselves. We're going to be seeking pleasure. So we're going to be like doing things that make us feel good, right? Whether affirmations, your breath work, or music, or therapist, whatever you want to do. Also, we're going to be avoiding pain while still heading toward the direction of our goal by doing it at a very incremental pace. Okay. Like, okay, I did this. I recorded myself on my phone, even though I never done it. And I feel really awkward. I hate the sound of my voice. I look fucking weird, whatever. Then, let's say a week later, you're recording your shit like, you know what? This isn't that bad. I think I'm going to post something. And you post it, and you might be scared, and you might delete it. And then you might post another. You might delete that one too. But over time, it's going to feel better, and you're not taking one huge leap. So this is much more doable and much more attainable than rather I'm going to do this even though I've done nothing like it, even though I'm scared shitless, even though I haven't done any work in the background. I'm going to lose 50 pounds, even though I've never worked out a day in my life, even though I don't have any healthy habits, eating habits, even though I don't know what I'm doing. As you can see, a lot of times we set ourselves up for failure. And it's not because we're dumb or we're whatever. It's just because we just need to figure out how to work with our brain systems. And that's the fucking key. So I hope that made sense. I hope you understood that. you know, I am a Libra, and October is the best month of the year. And I was like, you know what? What better thing to do than do it around on my birthday? I'll be turning 36. I'm officially headed to the 40s. And I'm excited. I'm thankful I've gotten to live this long. I'm thankful I've learned the lessons I've learned. And I'm very grateful that I'm putting it all into practice. And soon we'll be, you know, out there helping more people. If you want to get on my wait list, I'll go ahead and insert the information in the show notes. I do have a wait list, so it'll be 20 people wait list. Once that wait list is full, my books are officially open, and they officially open October 11 again. And the first 20 people will be locked in at the introductory rate. So make sure you don't miss out. If you want to work with me, we can work as many days or as little days as you want. Preferably, the recommended amount of time is 8 to 12 weeks, which is like 1 week one session per week. But it's all at your pace, all however you want. If you're interested, send me a DM, send me a message, comment on this podcast episode. And yeah, it was really nice talking to you. And I hope you tune in for the next one. And meanwhile, go ahead and check out some of my other podcasts. Bye.